I'd been trying to figure out what the swastika really represents for a long time now, since it's such an ancient symbol used by the pagan religions. When you research it, it's difficult to pin down what it means. The language describing what it represents seems very witchy to me. In my experience, when you get that type of language, they're trying to obfuscate the meaning. The name derives from Sanskrit, which is an Indo-Aryan root language, which they say means conducive to well-being. But here are all the definitions they give. The axis mundi, a representation of the North Pole and the rotational movement around the center, or axis mundi. The sun represented in the North Pole, a symbol of life, vivifying role of supreme principle of the universe, the absolute God in relation to the cosmic order, the Hellenic logos, the Hindu Om, the Chinese Taiyi, or the Great One of the principle of the universe and the formation of the world, a polar value that has the same meaning as the yin and yang, the great architect of the universe of Masonic thought, the Great One of the principle of the universe of the formation of the world, the North Ecliptic North Pole centered in Draconis with the constellation Draco as one of its beams, the four-horse chariot of Mithra in ancient Iranian culture. The cosmos was pulled by four heavenly horses who revolved around a fixed center in a clockwise direction, and that representation also appeared in Roman Mithraism in iconography and astronomical representations. This is a view, an aerial view, of San Diego's Coronado Naval Amphibious Base. So that's confusing, huh? It's confusing because what it really represents is a portal. Communication with the fallen angelic world, a portal to the gods of the Aryan bloodlines, the fallen angels. Axis Mundi is just the Latin name for a portal. The Tianmen, or Gate of Heaven, the point where the earth and the heavens meet in the occult. Only it's not a gate to heaven, because in this Aztec ceremonial depiction, it says that symbolizes the creative and generative power of the underworld. The axis mundi symbol can be found in cultures utilizing shamanic practices. So that's why in the movie Contact, when they first make contact with aliens, the communicated symbol is the swastika, and that's the point when James Woods, National Security Advisor in the movie, freaks out. And I'll play a little bit of this now.
You're patched in. It's definitely an image. Try and stabilize it. What do you make of that, fish?
It's almost like they're two different interlaced frames. They're framing one.
It's just noise.
Flying frame two.
I've got an offset carrier here. I think it's audio.
Plug it in. Plug it in.
Center that segment.
Centering.
Can you clean it up anymore, fish?
I'm working on it.
Try zooming out. All right, freeze.
Reverse values.
Try zooming out again. Rotate 90 degrees counterclock.
My God.
The axis mundi is represented by a tower, ladder, staircase, maypole, totem pole, pillar, obelisk, lighthouse, rocket, as in the Tower of Babel. The letters in Freemasonic iconography. the lighthouse in the Helter Skelter slide in London or Britain, and the Orbit Tower of Babel sculpture in Olympic Park in London, which is also a Helter Skelter ride. See my video titled Helter Skelter. The maypole in Druidism, the totem pole in Native American shamanism, obelisks. See my video titled Obelisk. And rockets. Rockets. It's actually the representation of an ancient Aryan god and related to the god who dwells in the air, or the prince of the power of the air. It's one of the most common ancient symbols of the Aryan bloodlines in pagan religions. Ubaid culture, pharaohs in Egypt, ancient Babylon, Assyria with the Anunnaki gods, Mithraism, the Tuatha De Danann, Scythian ring lords, Druids and Celts, Templars during the Crusades, Hindus, Buddhism, Freemasons, Nazi, and the Philosophical Society. All the cultures and religions that worship the fallen. So let's see through history where it's represented with those who communicate with the fallen through portals. Starting with the Ubaid culture, this is a bowl from 4000 BC in Iraq. Artifacts from the Ubaid were also found in the village of Tartaria in Transylvania. That's where the snake-headed figurine people were found also. See here in this bowl from the Ubaid, it has the same serpent-looking depictions as in the Aztec one over 5,000 years later. See these little serpent things? Looks very similar. That's over 5,000 years later. Ancient Egypt. Assyria and Babylon, related to Marduk. Here you see the horses and chariot at the bottom in the circle. The serpents in the Ubaid and the Aztec bowl also look like they had horse or dragon heads, very similar. Mithraism, the symbol was later attested as the four-horse chariot of Mithras in ancient Iranian culture. They believed the cosmos was pulled by four heavenly horses who revolved around a fixed center in clockwise direction. It was also found later in Roman Mithraic iconography and astronomical representations. This is a Roman Mithraic floor design. I find that very interesting since December 25th is the Romanized birth date of Mithras, which was later adopted into Christmas as Jesus' birthday, which it isn't. So now we understand the Druidic Santa Claus coming from the North Pole or Axis Mundi. The Tuatha De Danann, here you can kind of see it on the horse's bridle. It's very small. Notice they also depict unicorns here in this famous Tuatha De Danann painting, which is an occult representation of the single-horned bull, which is also found on the Ishtar Gate in Babylon, that single-headed horned bull. And I forgot to mention, in the Donnie Darko movie, the unicorn was also featured with the youngest sister carrying around a pet unicorn and writing a story called The Last Unicorn, which is an Antichrist reference. And that movie is also about portals. See my video titled Donnie Darko, and I'll play a little bit of this.
And the prince was led into a world of strange and beautiful magic. Wow.
The Last Unicorn by Samantha Darko.
The Druids and the Celts. Here you see the Druid path and the Swastika. The Scythian ring lords. There you see the four horses again. Here it is on Herod's temple. The Templars during the Crusades. But this is a representation of one of the carved stone churches, carved out of rock in Ethiopia. And it has swastikas and also the Star of Remphan with the Templar cross in the middle of those churches. And the Ethiopians were reported to have carved those churches over a 24-year period with the assistance of angels. Hinduism. Pumapunku in Bolivia. Buddhism, there you have the third eye going on too. This is a painting by John Duncan, Hymn to the Roses or Rosicrucians, and this middle lady has a swastika on her dress, on her collar there, you can kind of see it. The Nazis. On December 25th of 1900, a monk founded the secret society Order of the New Templars in favor of Nazism, modeled after the Knights Templars. Its symbol was the swastika, and that organization had a hierarchical fraternal structure similar to Freemasonry. They met to celebrate the summer solstice, an important neo-pagan festivity among the German mystics. Freemasonry. The swastika symbolizes the great architect of the universe of Masonic thought. Here's a swastika in the Freemason temple on the ceiling. The Theosophical Society, or the Lucis Trust, the origin of the United Nations. Blavatsky incorporated the swastika on the cover of all of her works, and this is the official symbol of Theosophy. The swastika represents a portal to the gods of the Aryan bloodlines, the creative and generative power of the underworld, their god, in relation to the cosmic order, the Great One, the great architect of the universe in Masonic thought. Thanks for listening.